Hi there. Today we are going to use Photoshop to make a photo of our choosing image pop out like it's standing up. And right now you're seeing a finished product. In order to do this, we're going to go to a file and create a new image. And I'm going to call this dog and bear and click OK. Okay. But actually I'm going to have to open it up. So I'm going to open a file, and it's on my desktop, and it's called, no, it's not in my desktop. It's in my libraries and pictures, and I'm going to use this bear and dog picture. I'm going to open it up. Okay, now, right now it's a flat picture, and what I'm going to try to do is make this bear and the dog stand up like the other image. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to make two copies of this by pressing Control and J, or Command and J if you have the Mac version. So I'm going to do Command J. Now we're going to make a new layer right here and click New Layer. We're going to drag this new layer underneath the first layer there. And we're going to click on the background layer, and when we do that we make it active, and we're going to fill it with black. Since black is our foreground color over here on your left side, we can just press Alt Delete or Command Delete for Macintosh, and you see our background changed to black. Now we're going to click on layer 2, and we're going to rename it frame, and you usually have to double click or single click on that, and we're just going to call it frame. Whoops. And then press enter, and then we're going to click the eyeball off on the layer 1 copy so we can hide it. Now we're going to click on the frame layer, make sure it's selected, and we're going to click on the marquee tool, and we are going to select an area of our document and drag the rectangle of the items we want to pop out. So I'm going to click on the bottom over here, and I'm going to click up high, and I'm going to go about an inch below the bear and to the right of it. Okay, I don't like that. I'm going to press Escape or Control Alt D. Okay, we're going to try this again. Down on the bottom and click into the about an inch below the bear. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to do it right there. Now we have the selection, and we're going to go to Edit and Stroke, and then the width on the pixels is 12. That's fine, but the color, we want the color to be white, so since it's not white, I'm going to click on that, use my cursor to click in the white area and click OK. And then we want to make sure the inside is selected and press OK again. Now what you see is that it's created this rectangular box, and it is active, so you see the blinking lines around it. It created a border of 12 pixels inside the selection. Now we can delete the selection by pressing Control D. That's Control and D. Click on Edit is our next move, and we're going to go to Transform and Perspective, and we're going to click on the corners, and when you do perspective, both corners are going to move in at the same time. And then we're going to make the bottom edge out a little bit so we can get both the bear. We're going to go out to the edge here. And then we press enter, and that makes it selected. Now we're going to transform this because we want to move the bottom down a little bit more. So if we press Control T, and then you select the middle, and you see the cursor has an up and down arrow, we're going to pull that down a little bit more and maybe adjust it by moving the whole item over and up. There, it looks centered on the items. Okay, and then we press enter when we are done. Now we're going to go to the frame layer and press Control as we click on that layer, and you notice it selected the white border that we already created. And we're going to invert this by pressing Control and Shift and I, or Command Shift I, and you see it's created a running border around the outside. What we're going to do now is press Q so that we mask it, and that is masked right in here. We're going to call up our bucket tool, which is right here, and you have to click on it, change it from gradient tool to bucket tool, and then we're going to click outside this area that we've created and make it highlighted. Now don't worry, because it's only light color, it's fine. And we're going to press Q again to save it. We're going to click on layer 1 now to make it active. And we're going to press mask. This makes the selection of the inside of the frame into a layer on a mask. Click on the eye on the layer 1 copy, and then click layer 1 to make it active. We're ready to make the selection of our item so we can make it pop out from the background. We use the quick selection tool, and then with using this, you hold your left mouse button down and drag, and you can see it selecting the area on the dog. And when you want to deselect something, you press Alt and then click, and then I don't really want here, so I erase it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for a moment, and I'm going to finish selecting the dog and selecting the bear. And when I come back, you will see both selected, and we'll continue from there. Okay, now as you can see, I've selected my dog and the bear. And what we're going to do now is we are going to go to Select and Refine Edge. And then on this, you can see here the view we're looking at. It's the white background, and that our selection is all darkened. Okay, we're going to do Smart Radius, and we are going to click here, Refine Radius tool, and we're going to move it up a little bit to make it more refined. I'm going to use 13, and then we'll press OK. Now, okay, we want to be on the layer 1 copy, and we're going to make a layer mask, and you can see that what we just highlighted is there. Now we're going to click on background, and let's fill this background with a linear gradient. So we're going to have to go to the paint bucket tool and change it to gradient tool. And then we want it to go from black to white, so we're going to switch. I'm going to cancel that out. We're going to switch this to black and white, and you can see that it's like that. Or if it's not, where it goes from black to white, you click in the area and then choose that box. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of the area and with our cursor, click and drag a straight line down to the bottom. Okay? And let go. Now you can see that the background area has become lighter. So what we're going to do is go to the top edge. Okay, we already did the top edge. Now we're going to save our item. And I'm going to save it as a Photoshop document right now. Now, I would rather have the background be a solid color, so I'm going to click on the background, and instead of that I'm going to use the paint bucket tool, and I'm going to choose pour it in there to make it darker. Okay. You can also change it white by checking on white. Go OK. I'm going to go ahead and just try to delete the background. So I'm going to click in the background and press Alt Delete. Okay, you can leave it this way. It's apparent that the bear and the dog are standing up. I'm going to delete my background because I can still see it and it bothers me. So I'm going to right click on the background and put delete layer. And it says, are you sure? And I'm going to go yes. Now, here's our picture. It'll be clear in the background. We'll see the dog and the bear standing up, and the bottom of the picture is there. I think that's awesome. So now we're going to save this. And now we're going to save it as, and I'm going to save it as a copy, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. So we're going to do dog and bear, and we're going to do dog and bear pop out and save. Okay. Now, we're done.